Welcome to District Dialogues. My name is Marvin Arrington Jr., Fulton County Commissioner for District 5. District 5 encompasses parts of Atlanta, East Point, the city of South Fulton, College Park, and Union City. In today's episode, we will discuss registration and elections, economic development, arts and culture, and my favorite, the D5 Spotlight. My guests today are LaShondra Little, Voter Education and Outreach Manager for Registration and Elections, Sylvia Abernathy, City of Fairban's Director of Economic Development, Natasha Rice, President and CEO of the Chattahoochee Nature Center, and David Mitchell, the founder and CEO of Better Outcomes for Our Kids. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Thank you.
Our first guest is LaShondra Little, Voter Education and Outreach Manager for Fulton County's Registration and Elections. Welcome to the show, LaShondra.
Thank you for having me.
So we've got an election coming up, right?
Yes, we do have an important election coming up.
All right, the election is May 24th?
Yes, that is our general primary election, May 24th.
And early voting starts on May 2nd?
Yes, early voting will run May 2nd through the 20th. And that's actually every day, so 7 days a week. And it will be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
All right, and how many early voting sites will we have? And again, maybe just tell us those hours and days again.
Okay, so we'll have 30 early voting sites across the county, stretching from Palmetto up to Johns Creek. So we can make sure that everyone, anywhere they are in Fulton County, will be able to vote early. And the hours will run 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And early voting will start May 2nd and end on May 20th.
Wow, so that's a good 3 weeks of voting leading up, right?
Yes, it's a lot of time. So people should have enough time to be able to vote.
All right, can you tell us briefly about the absentee by mail process and any important dates and how to apply for an absentee ballot, and then what do you do with the ballot after you get it?
Sure. So starting March 7th is when we were able to start accepting absentee ballot applications. And so the process, you can do it multiple ways. You can start at the Secretary of State's website and request a ballot application through there, or you can go to our Fulton County website, www.fultoncountyelections.com. and you will be able to, you can request the absentee ballot there. Once you request the ballot, you fill out the application, you can mail it back to our office, which is located at 130 Peachtree Street, Southwest, Suite 2186, and that's Atlanta, Georgia, 30303, or you can fax it to us, and you can fax it to us at 404-612-3697. Or you can email it back to us, and that email address is elections.absentee@fultoncountyga.gov.
All right, and when is the deadline? When is the last day that you can apply to receive an absentee ballot?
So the last day to actually submit the absentee ballot application is on May 20th. So you have up until that time frame to be able to get the application. But May 20th is your absolute last day to actually request that application.
And so if I request it on the 20th, when do I have to mail it in by?
We will have to have it on the 20th. And so that's May 20th is that last day for submission for your absentee ballots. And so you want to really make sure you request it prior to the 20th, because that's the last day for absentee drop boxes as well.
So we still, will voters be able to use drop boxes? I'm glad you mentioned that. I thought the Senate Bill 202 might have gotten rid of those drop boxes.
So they didn't get rid of drop boxes. What SB 202 did is actually specify 100,000 voters per drop box. And so for Fulton County, we have a little under 800,000 voters. So therefore, in the upcoming election, we will have 7 drop boxes located across the county for voters to use only during the early voting hours, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And so you can only use it during that time frame. So you can no longer come after the 6 p.m. to put in your ballot.
Okay. How do voters know if redistricting affected their districts and their polling precincts?
The best way for a voter to find out right now if redistricting has impacted them is to check their MVP page. And so we're asking everybody to go to www.mvp.sos.ga.gov, and then they're able to put in their first initial, last name, and their date of birth, and it will pull up their actual voting precinct, their polling location, who their elected officials are, and also we'll be able to give them a sample ballot. We will be mailing out this information to residents, but if they're wanting to know right at this juncture, the best way for them to know right now would be to go to their MVP page to find out what if they were impacted by redistricting, what their new district and what their precinct would be.
Awesome. I know District 5 has changed there. The current District 5 will not be the new District 5 come January. It's about a 66% change in districts. So looking forward to serving the residents in the new District 5. How does someone apply to be a poll worker on election day or during early voting?
So we have several ways. If you're looking to be a poll worker for advanced voting, we actually use a temporary agency, Dover Temp Agency, to actually do our advanced polling locations. And so you apply online through the Dover website, and we will have all of those links on our FultonCountyElections.com website. So when you go to Fulton County Elections and click poll worker, you'll be able to see how to apply for advanced voting. For election day poll workers, you're able to apply again through our website, FultonCountyElections.com. You can call our office at 404-612-7020. You can also visit us at one of our poll worker recruitment fairs. My department has been hosting poll worker recruitment fairs across the county. This weekend, coming up, we'll be in Roswell, but we'll be across the county all doing the early voting process to ensure that those who may want to be poll workers for election day can apply. And you can always just apply online as well. So online, call us or visit us at any one of our voter education and outreach events, and we'll always have poll worker applications handy.
All right, so election on May 24th in Fulton County, and with early voting from May 2nd to May 20th?
Yes.
How can our office or how can our audience find out more information and stay in touch with registration and elections?
So to always make sure you're in the know of what's happening with Fulton County elections, we do have an actual Fulton Votes app. So there's a Fulton Votes app application. You can find it in the Apple Store or the Android Store, Fulton Votes. And in the application, you get access to your MVP page, as well as access to know your polling locations, know wait times at when it's time for voting. So you'll know, if you should head out or wait a little bit to go to your precinct. It'll also tell you all of the early voting locations, as well as any information as it relates to seeing the sample ballot to know what you're voting for. Also, you can actually reach us at www.FultonCountyElections.com or our main number, 404-612-7020.
All right, well, I know you guys are going to be busy getting ready and preparing for the election. Thank you so much for joining us, LaShondra.
Thank you for having me.
I'm a proud executive sponsor of All People's Lives Are Economically Empowered, a strategic priority area for Fulton County. Today, we have Sylvia Abernathy, the Director of Economic Development for the City of Fairban. Hi, Sylvia, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Arrington. It's great to be on board, and also greetings from our City Administrator, Tony Phillips.
Very glad, thank you so much. Please tell them that I said hello.
I certainly will.
So the City of Fairban continues to experience a lot of economic growth. What are some of the driving forces that are increasing opportunities for business and entrepreneurs in Fairban?
So we are happy about all of the growth that has taken place in the city of Fairban. Namely, it's not sort of what our tagline says, that we're situated to succeed. The city of Fairburn continues to benefit from proximity to the Atlanta airport, Atlanta Jackson Airport. Only 15 miles away, businesses, visitors, and residents enjoy the small town charm while being connected some of the larger big city amenities. We have 4 pillars that pretty much are leading our economic growth. Number 1, population growth. We have grown approximately 136% over the last decade, which is the kind of growth that supports new investment into Fairburn and increased business opportunities. We also have diverse housing alternatives. That is a major investment for being within the metropolitan Atlanta area, providing diverse housing for families and individuals. We also have job opportunities. In addition to diverse housing, and we have the Clorox company, Smuckers, Google, CSX Intermodal Terminal, some of the largest companies and major employers in the South Fulton region. Our major industries are wholesale trade, manufacturing, and transportation. So we have an overall great quality of life in the city of Fairburn, and it has proved to be very supportive of expanding our businesses, increasing business opportunities, and also entrepreneurials. This kind of cultural diversity, we support with tax incentives for new developments into the area. For some of our larger employers, we have job tax credits. We also have research and development credits to increase new businesses. And we also have been working with our smaller businesses for tax relief and supportive services as we move and transition out of COVID and providing pandemic relief. So those are the industries, and those are the increased opportunities that we believe are driving businesses, bringing more entrepreneurs to the city of Fairburn, and just making our economy thrive.
Awesome. How is Fairburn helping to prepare its workforce to meet the future demands?
Excellent question. We have the benefit of having working with our regional partners to create a talented workforce, and that is in part for the world-class infrastructure that is also in our area. Some of the emerging industries that we are seeing regionally are accommodations and food services, healthcare and social assistance, construction. And in the city of Fairburn, we are seeing increase or emerging industries in transportation and logistics industry, as well as sports and in film and production. So the great thing is we've been working with our education stakeholders, and we're starting as early as K through 12. We also have attracted one of the state-of-the-art STEM schools where there are immersive programs, Global Impact Academy, immersive programs that target many of the emerging markets that we have. For instance, in the healthcare services, one of the programs and tracks within the Global Impact Academy allows students to have a daily interaction with the medical staff and learn what it would be like to be in the medical field. We also are looking at apprenticeship programs that allow us to train those students who are ready to work. So we're working with those ready to work programs to make sure that those students are acclimated and can leave high school and go straight into the workforce. Another is we work with Quick Start. Quick Start allows us to support our major employers by having on-site work training that is subsidized and doesn't cost our employers. So we are working at various levels to make sure that our workforce is prepared. The city of Fairburn benefits from an education system right here in Fairburn. We have both Brenau College or Brenau University and Georgia Medical College of Georgia. Both are university systems that are well aware of the emerging industries within our area and have supportive programs to make sure that there is a seamless transition from the university level, college level, right into the workforce.
Well, I'm ready to move to Fairburn.
Yes, come on. Yes.
As we grapple or deal with this new normal, and economic recovery has been an essential topic. What has the city of Fairburn done to help its stakeholders during these troubling times that we've had to deal with COVID, or to help businesses, small businesses, come out of COVID?
Another great question, Commissioner. We found in these times that folks really didn't know what to do. So we relied on our community partners, such as Fulton County. Fulton County equipped us to allow us to have COVID testing early and frequently in the process. We were in March, I believe, of 2020. That's really when they made the emergency declaration. Fulton County, once we came back by that August, Fulton County assisted us where we could have boots on the ground and have testing on site in Fairburn, and that's been ongoing. We also partner with Fulton County Public Health through the Vax Up program and CORE. And so on a monthly basis, we provide free vaccinations. So making sure that people were tested early, making sure they had the resources they needed. We also had feeding programs. We consider that an extension of economic development. We also took that time to meet with our small businesses on a one-on-one basis, of course, through phone calls, to find out what they needed. For most, the biggest need was technical support and marketing, how to transition from a brick and mortar to an online presence. So there was technical support where needed. We also worked with the local SBA to find lending programs and grants to help our small businesses. So that allowed us to maintain that support, not only for the community, but also for our small businesses. And ongoing, departments like and programs like the Department of Community Affairs has assisted with mortgage assistance, which is one of our community partners, as well as we have provided rental assistance for our local residents. But more importantly, we were able to rely on a program called our Main Street program. And through our Main Street program, we have been instrumental in helping our small businesses become more adaptable and resilient. In 1 year, we were able to increase the amount of new businesses through the Main Street program, as well as new jobs. And now that we're coming out of COVID, we have a lot of businesses that have been able to adapt to the new normal with both how they design their restaurants, as well as how they build their revenues.
Sounds good. I know, Georgia has been doing really good, #1, in fact, for doing business. And apparently we've gotten more than $9 billion in film industry revenue. How is Fairburn expanding its business environment and diversifying its local economy to add value to the greater region?
We've been relying on our placemaking. In 2017, the city of Fairburn worked with Atlanta Regional Commission to develop a strategic creative placemaking strategy. That strategy allowed us to protect those traditional assets that make our town charming, the historic elements, but also build character spaces to bring public art and also entertainment to our downtown area. One of the things that makes Fairburn great is our special events. The Georgia Renaissance Festival is one of the top festivals in the nation. In fact, they received top 20 events award from the Southeast Tourism Society. It's a celebration of food, shopping, entertainment. It has an artisan market, and it brings hundreds of thousands of people to Fairburn each year during the spring months. We also have been working with our community development and planning departments to recreate our downtown space. We just finished the streetscapes that improve pedestrian connections, as well as in our corridor, our our Highway 74 corridor. We are working to make sure that we have sustainable and smart developments. And lastly, we've worked with the Atlanta Aerotropolis, the South Fulton Region, to make sure that we're connected in the community. We want to be a part of this awesome growth that has become South Fulton Region. So we're real excited about how we are able to carve out our community's unique characteristics.
Awesome. Well, sounds like you all have your hands full in
Yes,
Fairban.
Yes, sir.
Tell our audience how they can get in contact with you or the City of Fairban's Economic Development Department.
Awesome. Well, www.fairban.com, and also you can contact me directly via email. My email address is sabernathy@fairban.com, and I can also be reached through our direct telephone, which is 770-964-2244. We look forward to hearing from you and as residents, and let us know what we can do to help. Remember, come to Fairban, we're situated to succeed.
Thank you, Sylvia, and definitely tell Tony I said hello.
I will. Thank you, Commissioner.
I'm also a proud executive sponsor of the All People's Lives Are Culturally Enriched strategic priority area in Fulton County. Today, we have Natasha Rice, who's the president and CEO of the Chattahoochee Nature Center. Welcome to the show, Natasha.
Commissioner Arrington, it is just such an honor and a pleasure to be able to see you.
Yes, man, we got to meet just a few days ago, in fact.
Yep, for my first time in person, but I've been following you for a long time, so it's exciting to be able to talk to you.
Well, welcome to the show. If you will, tell our audience how long have the Chattahoochee Nature Center in Fulton County been partnering?
So it's been 46 years. And I really think, honestly, it's been just a great example of a public-private partnership on, both halves of the coin. So it's been something we're really proud of.
46 years is a long time.
Absolutely. Honestly, I feel that we've had the opportunity over all of those years to see people and bring them a whole different kind of life and a different experience. On an annual basis, we see about 140,000 people a year. 40,000 of them are students, and about 16,000 of them come from Title I schools. So we have an opportunity to really do outreach and connect a lot of people with all of the things, in terms of educating the community about science and kind of how nature works in Georgia's natural history through that outreach.
And the Chattahoochee Nature Center is located in, I guess, North Fulton or District 2. But how do you all reach out and serve the rest of the citizens of Fulton County?
Well, and that's a great thing. We're, especially with District 5, we have the ability through both Fulton County schools and through APS to bring children to visit us. At this stage in time, we're with APS working through the entire first grade. So we'll see over 5,000 kids connected to your area and, the entire APS network. And over the course of years, we've had opportunities to outreach with not only the students in the Fulton County schools, but also the IDD centers, the Development, Disability, and Arts centers. That's been one of our best partners in the South Fulton area, as well as the library system. So we've been able to do a lot of virtual and on-site training and programs for folks on all of the things that make nature and the Nature Center a great place to visit.
So tell me about the health and educational benefits offered by Chattahoochee Nature Center.
We know, from all of the research and everything else, that the more people are able to get outside and, exercise, the better that they are as citizens to kind of their area and to themselves. So we've had the ability with our 6 trails, our 3 lakes, and our river frontage to be able to get people moving again. Obviously, during COVID, there was a lot of isolation. There was a lot of learning that had to be done virtually. and for folks to return to the great outdoors and to be able to do experiential learning for children as well as adults, we've seen impact and benefit to them.
Well, I can imagine. How do you believe that the Chattahoochee Nature Center provides economic benefit for Fulton County?
So they have done a study in 2018 with the city of Roswell's River Park Master Plan, which showed a potential economic benefit to the region of more than $119 million. Our boardwalk trail and also all of the activities and amenities that tie into the center contribute to that dollar figure. So, it's not just the folks that are coming and paying admission or, kind of managing park fees, but obviously the ability for them to come to the communities, stay overnight. Oftentimes we have lots of visitors that will drive from different points of the Southeast, but also stay for lunch, continue on in the day, go to the stores, kind of enjoy the benefits of the community and Fulton County as a whole.
And tell us what your favorite part of the public-private partnership is between Fulton County and Chattahoochee Nature Center.
I would say the cooperative nature of the partnership. Fulton County is always willing to try and look for new opportunities to better serve their citizens. And we've been able to be really creative, especially in the last couple of years of figuring additional ways to reach out and make sure that the citizens of Fulton County are served.
All right, any plans for expansion into other parts of the county?
So we would absolutely love to, always keep those things in the back of our mind. As I said, right now we're doing a tremendous amount of outreach and coming to see folks down in the southern parts, as well as bringing all of their community representatives up here. So, we're open to any type of conversations for sure, but we've been very happy to serve who we've been able to serve since 1976. In the state of Georgia.
Awesome. Tell us how the audience can stay in touch with you and the Chattahoochee Nature Center.
Well, you certainly can follow us on Instagram or Facebook. That's a good way to keep current on events. Also, the outreach on our website has great listings for any type of activities that are going on. And our website address is chatnaturecenter.org. And once again, that's chat, CHATT, naturecenter.org.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Natasha. And thank you for all the great work that you do at the Chattahoochee Nature Center.
And you're going to come visit sometime soon?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. It will probably be after the May 24th election.
Understood, but certainly we'll have a lot going on in the summer, concerts and camps and all kinds of fun things. So please do try to come up and visit us.
Awesome, I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us. It truly takes a village to care for our community. We're excited to hear today how better outcomes for our kids incorporated is making a difference in Fulton County. Welcome to the show, David.
Commissioner Arrington, I appreciate and humbled by your invite to join your show. This seems like a really great format, and I'm glad to be sharing the space with some of these great community leaders.
So tell us in the audience, what is better outcomes for our kids?
We're an organization that was founded back in 2016 to do really one thing and one thing only. And that was just to make sure that African-American families understand all of the options available to them in order to get their kids an outstanding K-12 education. I tell people we used to have a moniker or a logo that had a school bus as we started the organization. We changed that to a menu. And the reason we changed it to a waiter kind of handing you a menu is because, you know, a lot of the conversations around education, Commissioner, can kind of be toxic. But what we've tried to do as an organization is try to, you know, take a lot of that toxicity out of the conversation and say, you know, we're really the waiter. And, you know, and if you understand the waiter, he's bringing you a menu, whoever throws rocks at the menu. So that's one. Two, once you have the menu, how disenfranchising would it be for a waiter to tell you, well, I've come here and made an assessment of your table. You all should go to page 5 at the bottom, and that's where you order. And so now the conversation started, because I can tell you, if you have that conversation with a family, particularly an African-American family, first thing they're going to say is, what else is on the menu? And so that is what we're here to do, is just to make sure families are aware. For most of us, you know, we're going to be a community where a really world-class K-12 education Commissioner may be the only inheritance we leave our children. So, you know, many of us don't come from families that are going to leave them money or land or, you know, a legacy, you know, law firm or job or company. So to get them a really good world-class K-12 education will be all that we will leave them. And so as better outcomes for our kids, we're unapologetic about making sure Black families recognize, understand, or have availability and access to everything available to get their kids educated. So that's book.
All right, well, thank you. And now, how did COVID impact your programming and resources or in your work in the community?
Oh,
or did it impact it?
No. It was a major impact. You know, primarily, you know, we run an organization that, quite honestly, is set up for people to come together. You know, we were doing school tours, we were doing community talks. You know, you were one of the best at it. I'm sure you moved to digital, kind of making that pivot when you've done some of those probably face to face. And so it really caused us really to have to rethink how we do our work. You know, part of understanding your options, Commissioner, is being able, what I used to say is taking people to see how the sausage is made. Well, if you see how the sausage is made, that means you're touring schools. But you can't tour schools when, you know, you got a mandate to stay at home. And you know, there are a couple of times in 2020 where we were literally, as a city, I dare say a state, where people told you to actually stay at home. So we migrated our work to the digital platform. And I think we made a really good pivot using platforms like Zoom and Teams, working with partners and bringing parents on, bringing our programming and our community partners to be able to talk about some of the stuff that they were doing. And so it worked. It also, how COVID impacted us, it really impacted what we were talking about. I found that COVID created an opportunity to talk about issues with 5G. Because when you send, you know, what might be between, you know, Fulton, Atlanta, Gwinnett, DeKalb, you know, close to, you know, 600,000 kids, 500,000 kids across those, you know, the metro area home. What we found is that a lot of our parents and our students didn't have the, you know, the requisite connectivity, even whole school. So we got whole, you know, parts of our metro area, including Fulton County, where kids miss so much education because they just couldn't connect. And so that exposed a problem that I think you and other elected officials have been talking about. We've got to get our 5G connection up. So we talked about that. Not something we would have been talking about in 2014 or 2015, right? And so that was good. And so it allowed us to really, you know, change the conversation, focus on things that were impacting students, and really kind of, you know, take this opportunity to discuss other things that kind of impact the educational process.
Well, I know that created some challenges for you, but it sounds like you all were not only able to survive, but also able to thrive.
No, we did a good job. And what we did is, you know, we found ourselves, you know, trying to remain relevant. So we found funders, you know, one of them was Comcast, that, you know, again, we would have never approached before, but became a partner because of one of our men of book at the time was a part of their community outreach for Comcast. He is now with Starbucks. But, you know, those types of relationships may not have been first of mind, you know, pre-COVID, but post-COVID, connectivity again was an issue. You know, we were able to have conversation with parents quite honestly, Marvin, that had never thought about online learning. You know, that was something that was vague and, you know, on the fringe. But, you know, again, send 300,000 kids home, and now everybody's talking about how does this online education thing work? And in 3, what we learned too, Commissioner, is that you had some parents through COVID were able to unpack how their kids get educated. You know, type of things that you would not have, you know, run a test case on when your kids are going into a building every day. You got some parents who says, I learned that my child actually focuses better and did a better job in a virtual environment than they did when they were going into the school. And a lot of parents are not sending their kids back because they saw the focus, because they saw the intentional behavior, because they saw the lack of the distractions that happens when Johnny's poking you in the back in math class, that their kids thrive. So it presented a lot of conversations that we talked about, again, that would not have been a conversation in 2018.
Hopefully more people will hear about you from the show and they'll find their way to you. If members of the community want to get involved and want to help book, how can they do that?
Well, first go to our website, www.bookatl.org. I'll say it again, www.bookatl.org. You know, get to know a little bit about our work. We've got, information. We've done a lot of videos that talk about our work over the years where we've interviewed the board members and our advisory committee and some of the engagement. We have some outstanding, we have the former board chair that's on there. Now he's working with the mayor as his not deputy chief of staff, but, you know, senior advisor, Courtney English. We've got Jay Bailey, who runs the Rice Center, you know, which is the Russell Center for Innovation. So I mean, just outstanding guys that are connected with me and a part of this work. And again, we've got some amazing board members who are doing some amazing things in the community. So, come to our website, learn what we're doing. You can give online. We have the ability to do that. But more importantly, talk about our work. And if you have an opportunity, introduce folks who care about this work and would want to be with a well-run organization that can give them a footprint in the conversation around education.
Well, thank you, and for letting us know how the community can get involved. Just lastly, I know you gave us the website already, but are there any other ways that the audience can stay in contact or find out more information?
Well, we've got a Facebook page, Instagram as well. So we've got the book Facebook page. It's Book Atlanta, so you can go and see some of the commentary and, you know, information that we're talking about in education. We've got Instagram as well, and so we are available. You can Google us and you can find us. And I think, you know, again, the more that you are, you don't have to have a child in K-12 education to care about this work, because we're, Marvin, Commissioner, we come from the same community where it's all hands on deck. And so, you know, if you can play a part of the conversation and getting our African-American children and supporting our African-American families through this K-12 journey, there's a place for you in our work.
David Mitchell, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the work that you're doing for better outcomes for our kids.
Thank you.
We want to thank you all for watching our show today. Of course, I invite you to stay connected with my office through my website and social media platforms. Don't forget, we're still wrapping up COVID, and so you still want to wear a mask in public. Stay mindful to wash your hands and stay 6 feet apart. Until the next time, stay safe.